celebrating a big milestone. I'm sure it'll be one of many for us. My name is Jasmine Pucci-Vena.
And my name is...
Sorry. And my name is Margie Castejon Gomez. We are the co-chairs of the Student Ambassadors team at Kirkbride. The mission of the Student Ambassadors is to represent and speak on behalf of the students at Kirkbride. To start, we would like to thank our marvelous principal, Mrs. Julene, for her partnership with the Student Ambassadors. We also want to thank her for letting the students take matters to our own hands this year and for letting us speak our minds and hear our voices.
We want to welcome our guest speaker, the distinguished and honorable Councilman Mark Squilla. Welcome to our 8th grade closing exercises ceremony. Councilman Squilla is the councilman for our district, District 1, which is one of the many districts in the city of Philadelphia. Councilman Squilla has been an ally and friend to the Kirkbride community. We reached out to him when we had some concerns in our building, and he responded immediately to our emails. He has helped us work through many issues and find solutions. We are so grateful to the councilman. He really showed that he cares about us, and he made us feel like he mattered to him. He's a genuine, kind, caring man, and we are so lucky to have him representing our school, our South Philadelphia community, and our city. The Student Ambassadors will be forever grateful to you, Councilman. Thank you so much for assisting us through the school's journey and for supporting us. You're truly an inspiration to all of us. We would like to represent you with this flag of our past as a way of expressing our thanks.
Please join us on the stage. Without any further ado, please join us in welcoming Councilman Squilla as he presents his
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to say what an inspiration today has been. It's amazing. We go to a lot of graduations throughout the city, and to be able to come in here and have a student-run graduation is truly amazing. And to hear the children speak and have so much knowledge and character at such a young age is truly amazing, and is truly a sign of what our great city can show other parts of the country and what it means to be welcoming, loving, and caring for all. And you know, I had a lot of things to say, Ivan and Peter, and you said a lot of them, which is so great. When you talk about a map and creating your own map, I remember growing up, being in 8th grade, and everybody asking you, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you're an adult? And you're 13, 14 years old, and you have no idea. And you feel like you have all this pressure on you to make a decision right now to do something. And you don't know. So what you found today, by what they chose, as you start your journey, the first thing you should do is throw away the store-made map and create your own. That is so profound, because every person is an individual. I went through grade school, went on to high school, and I did a year in college before I quit. I quit because I felt like I wasn't going to be able to make it through. And I had a lot of support in family, but didn't think at school back in those days, they would say you had, it wasn't ADD at that time, it was no self-control. So they would say I had no self-control. I was a little bit of a hyper kid. And so I had a hard time paying attention or comprehending. But what I end up doing is going to work for a year, realizing that working out in the world is not an easy place. I was making $3.25 an hour, and knew that it would be hard to be able to eventually maybe get married and raise a family on that type of wage. So I decided to go back to college. I went back to college, graduated LaSalle University with a computer science degree. And you talk about a map. My map did not go in that direction initially. So I constantly changed and turned. I had a computer science degree and worked in computer science, programming, and teaching for 25 years. And then got changed into politics. I went into politics because I really wanted to help people. I saw a great opportunity in my playground in the city of Philadelphia where it was broken down, broken swings, no play equipment, glass all over, and tried to rally the community to get together to help clean this playground up. And through that, my map changed again. My map changed again because I decided to get involved in politics and getting people interested in voting so that our elected officials could pay attention to us. What you saw today from Maggie and Jasmine is that happening at a younger age. Margie, I'm sorry. It happened at a younger age. They reached out to me because they wanted to help their school. They thought it was important that their voice should be heard. And you know what? Their voice is heard. Your voice is heard. But collectively, you have a stronger voice. When you work together, not only as a school, but as a community, people have to listen to you. Often when I go through certain communities and they say, why did that neighborhood get that? Or why did that community get that? They got that because they worked together. They combined their voices together. And they asked for it. And if they didn't get it, they asked again. And if they didn't get it, they asked again. And you know what happens? Eventually, the elected officials get tired of hearing that, and they do something for you. And they do it because they know there are recourses. And that recourse is that maybe when these people work together, they would not support you. And so they would vote for somebody else. But the reason why we work with the students today is because we know we want to teach them that your voice counts. Your voice counts. And that's going to help them understand as they move forward. You always hear, success makes you happy. But in reality, being happy is what makes you successful. And your goal is to be happy in life. I have 4 children myself, and I tell them they all have different personalities and go in different directions. And I tell them one thing I want you to do is be happy in life. And sometimes it might be just to have a nice, secure job and to get married and have children, and that makes you happy. That's all that counts. Sometimes you want to be a successful entrepreneur, and that makes you happy. And that's what counts. So today, the meaning, the quote that you chose is so profound for a school from kindergarten to 8th grade, coming into the city with such great diversity and such great challenges, in a time where it's not always popular to say what you think, or just because you may look different than somebody else. We want you to hold on to your culture, hold on to your language. It's so important to keep that. That's what makes Philadelphia so great. That's what makes America so great. Your culture is something that drives this country. This is a great city where you could go, you could have food. You could eat food from every country throughout the world, right here in the city of Philadelphia. And we all learn from each other. We learn from each other because everybody comes from a loving and caring community. Not everybody has the same opportunity though. It's up to us to give them the opportunity. And I'd like to thank our Principal Julian, our teachers and the staff of Kirkbride for really showing these kids what it is to be successful and what you need to do in the future to be successful. Let's give the teachers and the principal a great round of applause. I heard, I think it was Ivan, talk about social media and how important that is today. People don't realize a lot of things that you write down will be written down forever. Think about things before you post them. If you're going to tweet something out or you're going to put something on your Facebook or Instagram, think about it that sometimes when you go for a job, the interviewers look at that thing, look at those things. They look at that and they try to get an idea of what you are. And even though you may be joking or saying something amongst your friends, I'm happy we didn't have that when I was a kid. But unfortunately you do. So you have to remember that when you post those things, that they'll be there for a long time and people will be able to bring them back 20 years from now and say that you said certain things. So when I heard social media today, that wasn't in my initial comments, but it's important to understand how that's going to affect you and how that will then change the direction of your map as you move forward. And learning to love yourself. You know, in this age where you have radicalism out there and people doing things to hurt others, if you learn to love yourself, it's easier to love others. If you care about yourself, you can care about others. It's so important to know that you are an individual. You are an individual and God made you that way. You're an individual because of who you are and who your family is. And people have to love you for who you are. Don't change to be somebody else. Be who you are, and then love who you are.